What gets in the way of being successful in life? Or do you ever struggle with even what does success look like for your life? Or maybe you keep trying and it just never seems to come. So success is a loaded term, but at the very basis, according to Merriam-Webster, it's a favorable or desired outcome. It is also tied to the Latin term succeed, which means to attain a desired object or end. And so another way to ask these questions is, what is the desired outcome you have for your life? What is the desired outcome of that situation? And why we may get there or not, a variety of reasons. But when we aren't reaching it, or we don't feel it, or maybe we feel more like a failure instead of a success, we have to begin to take a look. Why is that? What is playing into? Is it our very definition of what success is? Is it because of the decisions we've made? Are we willing to take risk or not, to get uncomfortable? Is it we need to gain more knowledge we need to seek out? What are the things that might help us in determining what does success look like? And if we're not experiencing it, what in the world is getting in the way of it? So for today, Proverbs 16:18 through 19 gives us a real sense of this. Pride comes from disaster and arrogance before a fall. Better to be humble with the needy than to divide plunder with the proud. Now, maybe you're like, that's not really my issue. In fact, maybe you actually feel more like you struggle with self-worth, you struggle with feeling capable, that maybe you actually underestimate your abilities. Or maybe you just heard that passage and were like, yeah, I've known some arrogant individuals and they need to get what's coming to them because of what they've done. We feel like this karma or reap what they sow. Yeah, I don't want any part of that. And those who do that deserve what they get. Now that whole conversation, that's a different conversation for another day. But for us, in thinking about, all right, well, what could this really mean for us? Pride and arrogance on a lesser level look like not going and taking advice from others, or getting advice, getting good advice, and then being like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. It can look like us choosing to stay away from things that help give us understanding, that may give us a new perspective about a situation. It can look like us being our own worst enemy. It can look like actually not taking a compliment, not believing someone when they compliment us on a job well done. So to a lesser level, it can look a little bit different. And so are those things getting in the way from us experiencing success, fulfillment, a desired outcome, especially a desired outcome of a more peaceful life, a more loving life, a more joyful life? What is getting in the way of our success? Does it have to do with our thoughts, habits, perspectives, who we're willing to talk to reach out to? What might help us this day change our thought process? What do we need to change to find success? Pray with me. Merciful God, so often we can get in our own way in life. We desire a life of experiencing fulfillment, of success, of wanting to be enveloped in love. Yet sometimes we struggle with how to get there. Help us this day to make the decisions, to have the courage, to be willing to listen and notice where you are guiding, so we might find a success that is unending. Amen.